All right, let's jump to running back. Who you got? Top five.
I got Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, and Austin Eckler at 5, which I do not love, but right now he is in my top 5.
Yeah, it's tough. Did you hear on the Chargers game how I believe it was I think it was either Al Michaels or Herbstreit. I forget who said it, but they were like, Eckler. No, I think it was a sideline reporter. It was like Eckler kind of asked for a reduction in workload this year. Like he asked for it. So
interesting.
That's why they've been mixing in. Because I remember you texted me like, "Oh my God, wasting carries on Sony Michel."
Oh no, I always say they try to cap Eckler's carries at like 12 to 13 a game. It was his his just receiving usage in week 1 was kind of fishy. It was last year though too. So that's interesting that he was asking for that. He's such a fantasy football diehard. He could have let us all know that before the season started, right?
Yeah, I feel like he just felt like he can, and I mean, he can be very efficient. So he probably wasn't worried about it. But I mean, home favorite against the Jags with your quarterback a little bit banged up, maybe. Good spot for Eckler, so I don't mind that. I actually have him RB7. There is a guy I have 6 that I'll talk about in a second, but my top 5 is Jonathan Taylor, McCaffrey number 2. So restoring some order to this. Barkley number 3. Dalvin Cook, oh my God, what a disappointment. Still got him number 4. And Joe Mixon, ditto, but got him number 5 against the Jets.
Yeah, love Mixon there. If anything, like Mixon will probably replace Eckler by the end of the week for me. Just what is there not to like with Mixon's usage so far?
I mean, the usage, fine, but like, come on, bro. Like, you got to get hit 4 yards to carry.
And actually, rehabbing this issue, I'm not going to lie, I was fiddling with some things, and Jonathan Taylor fell out of my top 1 spot briefly. Christian McCaffrey was there at one point. Barkley was there at one point. But talking about restoring order, Jonathan Taylor ended up as my RB1. But it just goes to show that he is prone right now, especially facing the Chiefs in what could be a trailing game script. Especially after last week, Taylor isn't as much of a slam dunk this week. So I think the top 4 is going to be interesting this week.
Yeah, I have him at 92 rushing and 24 receiving. What do you got on?
94
Taylor.
and 21.
Okay, so we're right there.
Yep.
All right, who you high
on? So I'm high on, I always love doing this. You hate going there, but I'm high on Jeff Wilson. I think we finally have some clarity in the 49ers backfield. Ty Davis-Price, it looked like he was going to be in an even timeshare with Wilson, but unfortunately it looks like he suffered a high ankle sprain, so he's going to be out at least the next few weeks. Shannon doesn't seem to trust rookie Jordan Mason at all. He has yet to see a touch despite all the injuries. So we could see Marlon Mack, called up and see some touches this week. No. I don't know how many, but I think Jeff Wilson is now like more of a mid-range RB2, despite the tougher matchup against the Broncos. I think it helps with Jimmy G under center. Just less competition for goal line carries without Trey Lance. But yeah, I like Jeff Wilson now. Now there's a lot more clarity on the backfield right now. Thank God they don't still have Trey Sermon. And then I'm high on a guy who was high on week 1. Trust me, I do not want to be high on this guy. I wish Breece Hall was the workhorse back in this offense. However, we cannot deny the fact that Michael Carter is still the lead back for the Jets.
I like Michael Carter. I don't think you got to apologize for that.
I hated that the Jets drafted Breece Hall because I do like Michael Carter. It kind of reminded me of ETN and James Robinson. More on that later. But, Carter, and I thought I asked nicely to just get rid of Ty Johnson. I don't want to have to project him anymore. But sure enough, he factored again on, passing downs last week. That aided into Breece Hall's usage a bit. But Carter was unaffected. His routes run rate jumped over 50%. So he's clearly still, the pass catching back in this offense, which this week against the Bengals is a good thing. That's, the most valuable asset in the backfield right now is whoever is catching passes from check down Joe Flacco, throwing the ball 50 times a game. So I have Michael Carter as RB29 right now. The ECR is still way too low on him. He's RB39. So I think he's a sneaky, high-end RB3 flex kind of play, especially in PPR formats.
Yeah, I like Carter. He looks good out there, watching him play. The Jets they got something out with that offense. I mean, it's not what you expected, but they got enough pieces and they did upgrade those skill positions. So even with the O-line not in a great spot, they have enough skill players to make it happen. And Carter's a big part of that.
Yep. And Joe Flacco seems to be a lock for 307 yards every week.
Apparently.
Back-to-back weeks, 307 on the dot. Maybe we should make a side bet. I'll give you 50-1 or something on 307 exactly again this week.
I feel like that's not a good, those aren't good odds, but it would be fun.
But he's slinging it around, like you said.
Yeah. How about those Jets, man? 31-30. I mean, just Nick Chubb knows how to step out too. He did it before. He got a cover for me against the Texans by stepping out. So I don't know what was going on there. But I am high on Leonard Fournette this week. Like it. Look what's going on with the Bucs. They have a marquee matchup at home as a favorite with no receivers. So what do you think is going to happen? You're going to feed Lenny, who is, fresh off not getting suspended for his part in the altercation last week, but they're feeding him. I mean, he's already up to, what has he got? 40. Yeah, he's got 45 carries already on the year. So he's averaging 22.5 per game. I only got him about 17 carries for this one, but I do have him for over 20 touches. I have him 70 rushing, 30 receiving. So I've got right around 100 scrimmage yards for Fournette. And this one, he's my RB6. And Green Bay, I thought this defense was going to be improved against the run, but David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert ran over them on a Sunday night, and they're already 30th in run defense DVOA. So it looks like more of the same. And I mean, the Bucs don't really have a choice. And the Packers are also, bottom 10 against running backs in the pass game in DVOA. So I think this is going to be one where he's either going to get it put in his belly or he's going to catch the ball. But either one way or another, I think he's going to get a lot of touches.
Can we get him some receptions? That's been the only underwhelming thing besides the lack of touchdowns is only 2 catches in each of the first 2 games. His underlying usage has been phenomenal though. So yeah, like you said, love him this week. And you're projecting him closer to 4 receptions.
Yep. Got him 4 on the dot. Cause he's run a route on over 70% of the dropbacks, which is like elite RB1, like Christian McCaffrey level usage. So the catches will come.
Yep. Stop throwing to Brashad Perryman.
Oh man. I mean, they just can't quit him. They just can't quit him.
No, they can't.
I also like David Montgomery, speaking of which, he is the consensus RB15. He's actually in my top 10 this week.
What?
And David Montgomery, home favorite against the Houston Texans. Thank you very much. I'll take it. David Montgomery getting about little over about 3/4 of the carries in the backfield, running a route on over 60% of the dropback. So another guy with great underlying usage in a game where what do you think the Bears are going to do? They just threw 11 times against Aaron Rodgers. Like, what do you think they're going to do as a home favorite against the Houston Texans? I think the total is just hit 40.
That would have been a better prop, actually. Justin Fields passing yards this week. I mean, are you over 150?
Yes.
Okay, well,
he's like 184, but that's like it's still the lowest in my model by far.
Yeah, I would take the under on that right now. Not gonna lie, especially if it's a positive game script, like you said. I mean, he threw for 70 yards against the Packers in a trailing game script, so very scared to see what happens this week. But yeah, not good for him.
Yeah, I mean, they better let him do something against the Texans, but yeah, still think Montgomery is the guy they lead on. He looked really good last week. So he's, there was some concern, I think, new coaching staff, maybe they give Herbert more run, but it's like a 1-2 punch, but Montgomery's still clearly the lead back there. So I have him projected close to 100 scrimmage yards as well.
What were the odds of Reggie Gilliam having more receptions than Cole Kmet after 2 weeks?
Andrew Beck, Reggie Gilliam, Alec Ingold. I mean, every fullback. Yeah, Horvath.
Unbelievable. That's bizarre. And that's the only value he's going to provide was receptions and yards. And he can't even do that. Oof,
I mean, we were on it. Like, I mean, I remember saying in one of our pods, like, this dude is like. Why are we drafting a dude that's attached to a dude like a 1 touchdown a game kind of thrower? Like, we want Fields for his rushing upside, not Not for his passing upside.
Yeah, the whole tight end 6 through 20 has been just a shit show so far. So
Albert putting the O in Okuebu now.
Oh my God. Yeah. What is up with that? There's a couple more, but everything's like flipped upside down in that range for me. But yeah, fun times, man.
Yeah. It's who do you down on at running back this week?
Who am I down on? Oh man, I hate to say it, but AJ Dillon. He's my RB 26 right now compared to RB 16.
Wait, hold on.
I know.
I gotta see. What do you got for him? What are your projections? I got him RB like 21, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, you're lower
26.
than
Oh no, I'm 19. I'm 19. That's actually high.
Yeah, I just have him, less volume. So, 13 carries for 53 yards, 2 catches for 17 yards, way, way lower touchdown odds. Did you find something wrong with yours or?
Well, no, you have him. You said 2 catches like on the dot.
2.2. Sorry, I'm rounding down.
Oh, so I have him with a whole extra catch. I have him at 2.7.
Oh, okay.
They put them on the field a lot together last week. So let's see. So Jones ran a route 62% at the time, and then Dillon ran a route 52%, which means they had an average of like 1.15 running back routes per drop back.
Yeah, no, it's been surprising to see that. I think week 1, he was just seeing a really high percentage of targets on running downs. Like it was like first and 10, like, things like that. So I thought that his target share would go down, but it's been a pleasant surprise to see that nonetheless. Either way, I just think this is a Aaron Jones spot. Very, low total, 41, like I said. So Dillon, he's going to bank on his touchdown projection. So he's just a lot lower. And, it is Tuesday morning, so things will change. But as of now, I have Dillon pretty low compared to consensus. But yeah, maybe my receiving projection will go up and he might end up being closer to like RB22 or RB24. Either way, I am down on him this week. Mm-hmm. And then James Robinson, it's really tough because it's been surprising to see him just absolutely dominate the Jags backfield coming off his Achilles tear. I think he certainly benefited from the game script last week. They won 24-0. I think anytime the Jaguars are going to be playing with the lead, that's going to be a James Robinson game script. But, this week against they're playing Chargers. The Bengals. Oh, Chargers. Yeah, it is going to be a negative game script, ideally. So I think this could be a spot where we're going to see Travis Etienne get a spike in usage. So I'm just a little bit lower on James Robinson at RB28 compared to RB22. And last but not least, Rashad Penny, just because Kenneth Walker came back, he ate into his usage quite a bit. Penny had a 6-4 edge when it comes to rush attempts, but Travis Homer, like I said, he's going to be a pest.
Your boy
is just obviously the receiving back. So it's really tough to project Penny or Walker for too much as long as Travis Homer is there eating up the receiving work. So down on Penny this week. He's RB 33 for me, and consensus still has him RB 27.
Terry, where do you have what are your projections for Robinson? I have him about 14.5 carries, 59 yards, 2 catches,
12.5 carries, 2 receptions. Ooh. Probably just less carries because of the potential negative game script.
Do you project like team carries first and then give them a percentage, or do you just kind of project each back like individually?
No, yeah, I do team carries based on the game script, other, a million different things.
It goes down,
and then projected percent for running backs for sure. And I think that's going to depend on the game script as well. So I'm just saying, negative game script, we should see more ETN. There is no denying that right now, James Robinson is the lead back though, right? Are we convinced on that?
He's 68% of the carries both weeks. And what is he doing in the game?
I have it getting a little bit closer, but I still have it being I project the quarterback too. I know you separate the two, but right now I have Robinson 54, ETN 29 for this week.
Okay.
So it's still a big gap, but I tighten it just a little bit. And then ETN dominating the receiving work.
I mean, they're close in receiving though, 41 to 47. I know that's, because of early downs and stuff, but one thing I will say for Robinson that's a positive is he is averaging 3.4 yards per attempt after contact. And that's always what you want to see, especially from a guy coming back from an injury. That's like the yards before contact. That's going to really depend on the offensive line, but it's good to see Robinson, in the, one of the top backs in the league in yards after contact. So that's why I'm right on consensus. I have him at RB 18. I think that's where he's at this week. All right. For me, it's Damian Harris. He's RB 26 consensus. I have him RB 37. Now I don't know what happened with the injury. Like, he said he's good. That didn't look good, but either way, he got outsnapped by Ramondre Stevenson, 42-27. And, they had a debacle in week 1. And then they look like they made a few changes on the offense. So, and also we got to remember Ty Montgomery is out. So Stevenson's going to be more of the pass catcher. And he ran a route on 61% of the dropbacks last week compared to 24% for Harris. So Harris really never gets higher than like 30%. And so I think, we're all playing PPRs one form or another, whether it's half or full at this point. So I just think right now, Stevenson, like, they're neck and neck at worst. Like, if I don't dock Harris at all for an injury and just give him like 100%, he still comes out RB 31 to Stevenson's 32. So they're essentially even. So I'm at least 5, if not 10 spots down on Damian Harris. I think you're going to see Stevenson kind of gradually, and you called this earlier in the offseason, that Stevenson would probably gradually take over some of the carries, just like Harris did for, who was it? Who did he, Sony Michel. Yeah. Oh,
Sony Michel. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna get ahead of that and fade me some Harris. Like him as a player, but I just, I want guys to catch the ball. All right. Let's go with a prop, and you know what I got to do? Got to go to Cam Akers. I faded Henderson on the carries last week. McVay was like, hey, I liked Akers. We could practice. But now we're back to like, we don't know what's going to happen this week. Cam Akers really didn't do anything last week. He went 15 for 44. So we're going to set his rushing yard line at 38.5.
You have to be kidding me. Not only is this just a tough prop, but I have it at 39 right now.
Oh, me too. That's why I said at 38.5.
Yeah, I'll go under just because it's so volatile. In these situations, I like to lean under. But yeah, you did call it last week. I don't know how. But Akers, what he averaged? What 2 yards a carry? Like
he's averaging 2.4 since the Achilles on like 90 carries.
So he got his, audition to be out of the doghouse last week, but he's going to go right back in it. So I'm going with under.
Yeah, I did not expect myself to be on a Darrell Henderson under after everything that transpired that week. Like, it was just like one of those things where, like, I like to, I'm doing my prop research, and I always try to just take in as many beat reports as I can for that kind of stuff. And I just like, wait a minute, like, Sean McVay said he likes Akers and they're going to split work. Nobody's talking about this. And I just immediately went to like Henderson's carry prop, and it was 14.5. I was like, that's a lot of carries.
Yeah.
You didn't even get over that with Akers not playing the week before.
True.
So.
How about my week 1, Dameon Pierce over 11.5 rush attempts. He finishes with 11. And then the following week, 15 carries, Rex Burkhead, 0. Gotta love it.
Yeah, gotta love it for that DFS line that we made.
Onward and upward. Oh, yeah.
And it's funny because I actually did, I saw a quote from the Texans coach. No, I think it might have been the OC. I don't know if it was Lovey or Pep, but they're like, yeah, we got to get Pierce. We got to get our starting tailback Pierce more touches. And I went to bet the Burkhead carry under, and the books just didn't have a line posted.
Damn.
They must have either somebody hit it quick or they knew something too.